Hi, I'm Christopher Walker with Closely Observed English. This morning, I went to a cafe. Does that sound interesting? Does it sound like it tells you much? It doesn't tell you much, does it? It's not surprising and it's not very interesting. When we use past simple on its own, it only tells us an action. But I can make it more interesting by adding a second sentence using past perfect and negative. Let's try it again. This morning, I went to a cafe. I hadn't been to a cafe for 3 days. Now that's more interesting, isn't it? Why is it more interesting? Well, it's surprising. It gives us more information. It tells us something we didn't know. I go to cafes quite often. So the fact that for 3 days I didn't go to a cafe, that's quite surprising. So this is one way that you can use the past perfect tense. The past perfect is what we call a bridge tense. The perfect tenses make a bridge between different times. So the past perfect makes a bridge between one past action or a past state and another past action. So in my case, we have two past actions. One, today, I went to the cafe. And a few days ago, I went to the cafe. Now to create a bridge between those two, I use the past perfect. Here, I can use the negative to make the information surprising and more interesting. I hadn't been to a cafe for 3 days. Now, if you've learned for and since with the present perfect, you can use them here. So, for example, today is Thursday. 3 days ago, Wednesday, Monday, I guess. So how do we change it? Instead of saying, I hadn't been to a cafe for 3 days, I can change for to since. I can say, I hadn't been to a cafe since Monday. So when you want to add something interesting to past simple action from your own life experience, try using past perfect in the negative. It's quite an easy tense to use here, because it doesn't change for person. If we want to say something about your friend, we don't have to worry that it's third persons. Past perfect always uses had for I, you, he, she, we, they. It's always had plus the third form of the verb. For example, let's do we. I saw my friend yesterday. Okay, boring information. I saw my friend yesterday. We hadn't seen each other since the summer. And as you can see, it's not the summer now. Now you try. Think of something that you did recently, maybe today. When was the last time you did it? Make an interesting sentence. Think about Netflix. When did you watch something on Netflix? When did you watch something on Netflix before then? Make two sentences. The first sentence uses past simple. I watched Netflix yesterday. The time before that, maybe it was 3 weeks ago. I hadn't watched Netflix for 3 weeks. Makes it more interesting because the person listening starts to wonder why was there so big a gap between when you watched Netflix? They start to imagine maybe you were kidnapped. Maybe you went on holiday, you didn't want to watch Netflix. Maybe you had too much homework and you actually did it. These are all possibilities. But when you say, I watched Netflix last night, there aren't many possibilities. When I say I went to a cafe this morning, there aren't many possibilities. The past perfect adds the interest to what we're talking about. So, leave some ideas below of how you could use it. Start practicing, make your ideas more interesting. If you put a comment below, if there are any little grammar mistakes or anything, I'd be happy to correct them. And that's it for this time. See you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like it, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your support. And if you want to help me out, maybe think about getting me a coffee. You know, I go to the cafe quite often, as you can tell, and it gets a little bit pricey. Better not tell my wife that I go to the cafe 2 or 3 times a week. She'd kill me. Well, she wouldn't. She'd probably just be a bit jealous. But you could help. Buy me a coffee. There's a link in the description below. And if you're interested in developing your vocabulary skills and knowledge, think about getting a copy of my book, 66 Lessons for Autodidacts. An autodidact is somebody who learns independently. And if you're watching this video, that sounds like it could be you. Take a look. Link in the description as well. So until next time, I leave you with these wonderful ducks playing on the river. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.